Broads Media.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome on into Sports Talk with Broads. The Phils get a nice series win at home. They take 2 of 3, and it started out hideous. You lose the last game against Colorado. You go to Gabe Kapler's barn and lose 3 straight with disgusting baseball. And there's only a few people that I want to hit with a mean elbow that I don't know personally. And there's definitely encounters where maybe I'm at ShopRite and someone takes something I want. There's things that happen that make me want to pop someone in the temple with the bow. But in the sports world, there's 2. Al Horford and Gabe Kapler. And I still can't process how, since he left town, all he does is destroy this franchise. That bum! Oh, man. I could go on for days. Maybe one day we'll do that. We'll do the Gabe Kapler show, where I just tee off, dating back to the first time we ever witnessed this man make a managerial decision, and it's yanking Aaron Nola with 60-plus pitches, dealing, and pissed away a victory. Welcome to Philadelphia, you asshat. Anyway. See, I knew that would happen. I knew it. I said, Broads, don't mention his name. Just go right by it, because if you stop, you might start going nuts. I need a cup of coffee to help settle me down. That's the problem. It can help soothe me. I'm a little wired for some reason. No clue. I was up at 6:50 a.m. Maybe it's because I took off Saturday. And I honestly can't remember the last time I took a day off. So I'm like missing it, you know? It's like me getting back into the action. Anyway, I'm an idiot. They lose Friday night after that San Francisco beatdown, massacre, however you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, however it identifies. Dude, what the hell is going on? Friday night. They lose 10-1. Ranger goes 2 innings, allows 4 earned runs. He's a mess. And I guess you could have predicted this because it took him so long to finally be available for you. He was facing adversity and going through a lot of things. So you kind of give him his space and say you're going to work through this. We saw Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler and everybody else when May kicked around. When March kicked around, that's when you kind of saw what you're seeing at a Ranger. So it makes sense. You saw that with other guys on your staff. Doesn't help right now, though, when you're also dealing with an up-and-down Taijuan Walker. Now, good for him. Sunday afternoon, takes the ball for the first time in his career on 3 days rest with one of the most disappointing starts that he's probably had, not only as a Philly. He just got here and you know he wants to make an impact, but not just as a Philly. That's probably one of his worst starts he's ever had in his entire baseball career, no matter what the level was. So for 3 days, say, give me the baseball, and he gives you 0 earned runs in 5 1/3. That's impressive. Now, I'm telling you right now, it's a baby step. It's a baby victory. It might even be a moral victory in the grand scheme of it all. I don't know. Maybe a little more than just a moral victory, because he made it seem like he knew what he had to adjust and he knew what he had to work on, and then he looks really good in the next time without the rest. So I think it's phenomenal for him to have that type of mindset and to be that level of competitor. I have no idea. We're still learning who he is, and I think it's fair to put a nice little check mark of positivity for who Taijuan Walker is, the athlete. I hope this stays with him. Chicago's not some juggernaut, but you can't control that. This is who was next on your schedule. Beat him. It wasn't a gorgeous series. You blow them out in game 2. You get blown out in game 1. Cool to see a grand slam in the first inning, though. Kyle Schwarber, my goodness. And that's when Trey Turner gets a day off because he just hasn't been really good yet. I'm a little scared. PTSD from Nick Castellanos, who had to take an entire year to finally be Nick Castellanos. I don't have that type of time with Trey Turner. Let's go. This team needs you. So Trey Turner gets a day to relax. to try to remove all the bad demons. And they're up 6-0 in the first inning. Clemens hits a bomb too. He also pitched in this series. Cody Clemens, I guess maybe he has the genes. So you ask him, hey, get out there on the bump, will you? It's disgusting that I've seen those type of pitchers way too many times this year. But we saw him again, all right. They were up 10-0 after 5. But Nola was awesome. 7 innings, pitched 10 Ks. Good for you, Nola. Good for you. He was dialed in. He did his job. Had the run support. Didn't shift any sort of momentum at all, because it wouldn't have been the first time if the Phils jumped out to a big lead and then Aaron Nola looks really, really connected within the first 4 innings, and then the 5th inning comes and he just completely loses everything, loses control, loses his command, not as much bite on the off-speed pitch, on a curve. It doesn't have that same zip. And now you're down 5-4. What? Nope. Got the run support and ran with it himself. Once again, baby step. Once again, trying to find some sort of positivity, even if that can fall more in the category of the more moral victory. They're just a team that isn't very fun. You have to wait until they figure it out and then hope that they become fun again, because last year they were in a good group to root for about 75% of the season. Big chunk in the beginning, and then down the stretch, we thought they were going to fail again. I'm giving Aaron Nola, though, the respect that he deserves. It was an important start. Between not getting hits with runners in scoring position and starting pitching, both of those categories have to pick it the hell up for them to have any sort of chance. The National League isn't pulling away with these non-division winners. And some cities have collapsed right from the jump and trying everything in their power to get out of the hole that they dug themselves in, the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm keeping my eye on it because, one thing I've been stressing big time, and St. Louis is a franchise that is consistently in the mix. That's their team. In that town, it's all about the St. Louis Cardinals. So they're not used to not being competitive. I'm always in fear that when you always are in 4th place, 5th place, you're not at the top of your division in the NL East or in any division. What happened last year is rare. So I'm more accustomed at this particular time to watch it because I'm fascinated to see if my thoughts are correct. I watch these teams that I know should be better. Not just the Phils. Are they gaining any ground? What's their win percentage like throughout the months of late July and August put together to make a home run stretch with a few games to go or a few months to go after the All-Star break? Let's see how St. Louis finishes off. And we'll keep our eye on the Phils. And I don't know. I hate how much they have to fight from behind, and we need to root for a group that makes me blah. Sunday, 2-1 win, following along with the weekend. Walker, 5 1/3, 0 earned runs. Pinch hit for Bryson Stott, a pinch hit home run. I love when Bryson Stott gets his game going. Super fun player, man. Really fun to watch defensively. I like the way that he plays his second base. We didn't know what position he'd end up being by the end of this. The Gene Segura stuff happened. He ends up leaving. You slot him over to second base when you get Trey Turner on a fat ticket that he needs to show up for any day now. Season started, 40-plus games ago? It would be nice for him to show up. I don't think it's crazy to have thoughts about what if or what is he going to be this season, all because of Nick Castellanos. If the Nick experience didn't happen last year, I probably wouldn't fall for it as easily. But I am. And I'm saying falling for the slow start and thinking if this could really be who he is this year. I just watched someone who can kill baseballs nonstop look like one of the worst hitters in the league last year. Now he feels more comfortable. Maybe it's as simple as you get paid a lot of money, the expectations get super high. Nick Castellanos openly admitted that it was an adjustment to come here with his family, with the kids, and feel it out and get somewhere where they feel like they're at home. It feels real. It feels nice. It feels like their comfort zone. Nick never was able to do that. Is Trey Turner dealing with something similar? In Washington, in LA, now long-term, already committed. But there's something about just not having enough time yet to experience it long enough for it to be home, for this to be your ballpark, for you to go through the way you approach each game mentally, what your game day routine is, what coffee shops do you go to, all of it. I know it sounds kind of goofy, just go out there in the box and swing the bat and do something, please. Because I just saw it, I have a different view on it all. And I have to imagine that's what's going on. Some think that it's too early to breathe down his back. I disagree. Speaking of breathing down people's backs, though, I got a message about Aaron Nola after a Saturday afternoon effort. And it went along the lines of, I don't get why you hate Nola. I don't get why Phillies fans hate Aaron Nola. You look at his numbers. If he leaves in free agency, you'd be crying trying to find someone off the street that can provide Aaron Nola stats over the last few years. And I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think at times he does not get appreciated for eating up innings. And, the 7 innings, 10 Ks like he did Saturday, it happens more often than you remember, and it somewhat slides through a lot of the dialogue. You're right to feel that way, but this person seemed like an intelligent mind that did go through the day-to-day operations of watching the Phillies. It's a totally different season if you're in it and really through watching every AB, watching every pitch. It's an absolutely different monster, and this person seemed to be that level of fan, which is great. Not that there's anything wrong with being more casual of a baseball fan. I get it. It's a long season. It's definitely not for everybody. And maybe I'll even pull it up to have some more context with it. My thing is, stats can be misleading. They tell a story, but they don't tell the whole story. Aaron Nola, I'm going down an Aaron Nola thing, which just doesn't even deserve to be discussed. It doesn't. It's unfair. They won the series, bros. No reason to pick on an Aaron Nola when he did his job this time around the rotation. I need to go to his career. And he is a 3.64 ERA career. I need to go month by month, though. In September and October, his career ERA is 4.26. 4.26 in his career. Things change from his 3.10 in July, 3.11 in August. He hasn't shut the door when needed. And he teases you. Yes, his ceiling is incredible, but it's not as consistent as a lot of other starters who has that skill set, because it's rare to have his repertoire. I would love more velocity, but with what he does, it's even more impressive for him to be as good as he is with a 92, 93 mile per hour fastball. And I don't even kill him for him hitting a wall last year, because to make it that far and hit a wall, especially with it being the first time in your career of having that type of wear and tear on your body, you need to learn how to pitch through that. Now there's more knowledge and information when Aaron Nola goes to the offseason and realizes this is where I was last year. This is where I need to be if we want to reach that next step as a team. It's important to go through that. But Aaron Nola's ceiling, we've seen it. It's sensational. He has too many hiccups for it to be reasonable to be upset with him and irritated with him throughout a season. That's really my point. That's where I'm at with it. I don't think that's ridiculous. And that would make it more frustrating because he shows the signs. If Bailey Falter struggles, it's a different level of irritation because there's no expectation and there's no signs of Bailey Falter giving you double-digit Ks and going 8 or going complete, giving you 9 with 1 earned run or a complete game shutout. It's outrageous what Aaron Nola can do. So when we know he has the ability to do it, and then it's a fumble game where he hits a wall in the 4th inning, that happens consistently with him. Or 2 strike counts. Remember that one? The 2 strike counts? Oh, man. So there's reasons within the Aaron Nola talk for a lot to feel this way. All right, so Lori says, meanwhile, Nola has quality starts in 5 of his last 7 games, with the Phils being 5-2 in those starts. Aside from a clunker on opening day, he hasn't really been that bad. I believe yesterday was the 53rd time Nola has pitched 7 innings of 2-run or less ball since 2017. I don't understand Phillies fans' underappreciation towards Aaron Nola. Nobody realizes how utterly screwed this organization will be if we lose him. If he does walk, you better pray that one Painter, Abel, or McGarry becomes even half the pitcher Nola is. Well, I'll say this. If Andrew Painter, if we're begging for him to be half of Aaron Nola, then damn, Andrew Painter is not what I expected him to be. I think Andrew Painter can be better than Aaron Nola, and that's not a slight at Nola. That's what I believe this kid has. Big body, a lot of juice to him. Now, I don't know Mick Abel. At one time, he was the one to dive into a bit more as a Phillies prospect. These 3 are all interesting names. But outside of Painter, and Abel does have some hype. He does. Maybe Painter's hype has grown so much that now we're not even giving Mick Abel as much love as we probably should. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you I'm giving you everything for the Mick Abel updates in life. More with Painter for sure, but Scott Boras already let the world know that they're going to take their time so he gets paid what they feel is proper throughout his career. They want to make sure that he's healthy as possible, get the big money, and then Boras plays this game with all of his clients, so it's not surprising. Anyway, that was the message I got. I think it's clear if this is what you watch and baseball is your sport, I think it's known why the Aaron Nola frustration's there. Anyway, I like Nick in the 2-hole. I do like Nick in the 2-hole. I got a little nervous with Kimbrel in the 9th. How about that? You're up 2-0 because of the pinch hit home run by Stotty. And Kimbrel 2-1. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Always makes it interesting. You have some versatility back there, though. Look at the importance of some of those names in the bullpen when Jose Alvarado is dealing with something. He's one of the best relievers in baseball. It's not easy to just fill that void. It's actually extremely difficult to do it. Doesn't mean it's always as smooth and easy. I would like a 1-2-3, which did everyone feel it might have been that way? And that's how quickly it all changes. With Craig Kimbrel, you have someone with a ton of experience. Done it a long time. Up there as one of the best in regards to amount of saves. Not always gorgeous, but the amount of saves. How lucky for Rob Thompson to pick up the phone and to look over in the bullpen and realize that not even as my top option, I can go to him if need be. If that given day is sort of lined up for him to be the one to get the nod. So good for Craig Kimbrel to do that, to solidify the series win. Not something that is crazy fist-pumping good, that like really gets me going, but I think it was needed. And I've kind of described a couple of different series wins that way this year, but that's sort of been the ride we've been on. It's either been you are not good enough and this is absolutely disgusting, I hate watching this team, or it's been all right, you gave us what you needed on the board, on the scoreboard, on the win-loss column, and the standings. I don't know if it was the most inspiring way of playing or the most inspired baseball. You got 2 runs on a home run from someone on your bench. Sometimes you need that, though. It's a grind. It's a long season. Some nights, it is 1 home run that's the difference. And you had that guy. Especially because of the criticism Rob Thompson was getting with the lineup, not having certain lefties in, and the way that the Cubs use their bullpen. It gave Rob Thompson some different options to go with his lineup, and when he felt it was needed for Bryson Stott to be inserted back into the game, he did it for you. He won the game. So I think Rob did a good job in that aspect. Every day you see a lot of complaints about the lineup. I'm just over the lineup complaining right now. There's times for it, but the issues run deeper than what order they're hitting it. Kyle Schwarber's grand slam. I love this too, right? This will be the last thing I pop in before we go to a couple calls. So Kyle Schwarber, I was cracking up. This is why he bats deeper in the lineup. What's he have, 5 total grand slams? Let's see. I went to his baseball reference, but how many grand slams does Kyle Schwarber have? He's got 11. I apologize. The disrespect by me to only say 5. He's got 11. You know how many at-bats he has in his career? You don't put him deeper in the lineup because of the possibility of 11 out of 2,943. That's not what happens. I don't care who bats where. I don't care, within reason, of course, who has an off day, this and that. Get your starting pitching on track and keep your hitting up as well as it is without anybody on base and without anyone with runners in scoring position. Your team is doing a great job executing and putting guys on. You just need that added next delivery. That's where it changes. Turner, whether he bats first, whether he bats second, he's not doing well enough. If Kyle Schwarber wasn't hitting 176 or 178, whether he's batting fourth or batting first, when Kyle Schwarber gets going, this team gets going. Everything. That's where my mind's at right now with Rob and the lineup every day. I'm looking at the players and saying, let's go. This is on you. This is on you. All right, let's go to the phones. Let's do this.
Good series win by the Phillies. Taijuan Walker actually showed that he can look like an MLB pitcher today, which is good. Surprised that he did that all 3 days of rest. Never thought the Phillies would win a game 2-1 with 3 days of rest of Taijuan Walker. After we got blown out, we bounced back and lit them up, and then we won a close game. Bryson Stott with a huge pitch hit home run. Love to see it. I just hope that we can continue this momentum and win another series versus Arizona and keep the momentum going up, because we've got the Mets and Braves in 2 straight road series after that, and we're 9-16 on the road right now. So we need as many wins as we can before these 2 series, because I don't think they're going to pan out so well. But
ding, 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 ding. Those series are huge. They're huge. I think it's very important that you noted them. Now let's talk about the mental toughness of this squad. We don't know how strong it is. We'll find out very soon. I want to see, how do you play Arizona? Are you looking ahead? We all know it's there. You can't hide from it. You can publicly lie. You can say, well, I'm unaware. Who do we play after this? I don't know. I'm just focused on, and then name the pitcher that's starting the next night for Arizona. You could say that. You don't play your division rivals the same amount as you did in years past. The schedule has changed. It's even that much more valuable when they pop up. And last year, it was insane, and we highlighted it pretty heavily. Let's go. You know it's there. But how do you play Arizona with it being right in range? Do you fall asleep at the wheel? This would be so Phillies, wouldn't it? Have a very underwhelming series against Arizona, but then do something on the road against the Atlanta Braves and Mets that we didn't expect. Although they couldn't do anything against the New York Mets last season. Is that still in their heads? Every single damn series. Advantage Mets, advantage Mets, advantage Mets. Every single damn one last year. Well, it's the first one against this team this year. A lot of it is very intriguing. I can't run away from it. How do you look against Arizona with that right in range? That'll tell us a lot about who they are, who we think they are, who we want them to be. We don't know. They'll tell us. Okay, so this call, I'm looking at the date here. This seems to be a call after Friday night. So they lost 10-1 that day. Rangers stunk.
Yo, bros, what up? This team is really disgusting, bro. I haven't turned off many games this year, but this is one of them. I feel like it's just been getting more and more lately. This is just so disgusting to watch. There's no runs, there's no pitching. Bullpen is getting screwed over. It's just awful, man.
Well, I wonder if he grinded out games 2 and 3. My guess is yes. It's funny, though, because I was not thinking nice things at that time in my life. 10-1. Ew, gross. It was 5-1 after the fifth. It was 4-1 after the second. Ranger Suarez, 2 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits, walked 3 batters, and allowed 4 earned runs. 66 pitches with his 2 innings. Woof. Trey Turner. Another thing to go back to that Nola point. I don't want to do this, but I am. Trey Turner's hitting 257. That's that aren't telling the full story. Last year, Nick Castellanos. Did he finish hitting over 260 last year? But that wouldn't tell the full story. Numbers say some things. They don't say everything. He hit 263 last year. That doesn't tell the full story. Anyway, I don't know why I keep getting drawn back into that, but I don't know. Do I want to do more calls? Do I want to wrap things up? Ooh, we got a little bit of Celtics starting soon. Celtics heat up 2-0. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for listening to the show. Go Phils. Go Phils.